Governor Matole sympathizes with Zurmi flood victims. IGP seeks traditional institution support against banditry in Northwest. The federal government has raised the fine for hate speech from 500,000 to 5 million naira. On business, dollar slips as yield dive on recovery worries. And on the international scene, Al-Qaeda making inroad into Nigeria. Welcome to Svtv News. I am Musa Joy Unyoda. Zamfara State Governor Dr. Bello Matawalle Maradun has sympathized with victims recently affected by flood in Zurmi local government area, where some families were rendered homeless as a result of heavy downpour which caused damages to farm products and houses. The governor said he was shocked and devastated when he received the sad news that the water flooding created a lot of damages to some farms and houses in Zurmi local government area as a result of heavy rainfall that lasted for many hours in the area.
Assalamu alaikum, ina tare da ɗaya daga ciki kuma kamar yadda kuke gani ina tare da ɗaya daga cikin wanda wannan ibtila'i ya shafa. Me zaka ce ma ko me zaka ce akan wannan ibtila'i da ya shafe ku?
Wannan ibtila'i sai dai mu ce alhamdulillah. Wannan al'amari ne wanda Allah ya kawo wanda ba wani wanda zai iya magani sai dai Allah.
Na'am.
Sai dai mu ce mun gode.
Na'am, to menene kiran ka ga hukumomi waɗanda abin ya shafa?
Ko na'am. Allah ba ta iko ta taimaka ma dukkan wannan al'amarin da ya shafa.
He prayed Almighty Allah to avert the recurrence of such disaster in the future and called on the affected communities to consider the disaster as an act of God and accept it in good faith as Allah will bring more of what they have lost. The governor has already directed the State Directorate of Disaster Management and Humanitarian Affairs to immediately visit the area and assess the level of the damage in order to give immediate assistance to the affected communities. He assured that relief materials will soon be provided to all the affected communities as soon as government receives the report of the damage caused by the disaster so as to reduce the sufferings experienced by the victims. Former Zamfara State Governor Alhaji Abdulaziz Yari has stated that insecurity has retarded positive development in the state as business activities are almost at a standstill. The former governor also lamented that he is the longest-serving governor that has suffered insecurity challenges ranging from armed banditry to cattle rustling in the state. The former governor made the remarks while answering questions to newsmen who paid him salah homage. Political rivals in Sokoto State, a former governor Tahiru Dalhatu Bafarawa and Senator Aliu Magatakarda Wamako has reconciled several months after trading wars at the Sultan Abubakar III International Airport, Sokoto. The duo met at the residence of late Malam Abbas Babi, an Islamic scholar who died on Tuesday. According to eyewitnesses, they both came to condole with the family of the deceased. Senator Wamako was said to be the first to arrive, and a few minutes later, Bafarawa arrived with his supporters. On arrival, Wamako requested to condole with the family on behalf of the duo, but Bafarawa insisted to do that which the former obliged. Security agencies in the country have been implored to intensify effort in addressing the lingering insecurity challenges facing the country. The call was made by the Chairman, Senate Committee on Security and Intelligence, Dr. Ibrahim Abdullahi Gobir, in a statement signed by one of his media aide, Bello Mohammed. Over 40 Ash Revolution Now protesters arrested in Abuja as military personnel patrol city. The security agents are searching every vehicle passing through the route in a bid to identify and apprehend other persons participating in a protest. Over 40 Revolution Now protesters have been arrested in Abuja by military personnel deployed by the government to patrol different parts of the city.
Nigeria is currently in a state of emergency. Our country has been reduced to a surrender situation, and we cannot continue like this. And this is the reason why we all have come out today. We've shown our displeasure to let the Nigerian government understand that there's a need for us to have sincere change. If you have a government who has its neck well screwed on its shoulder, if you have a government that is serious about the welfare of the people, by now the service chiefs would have been removed. By now, a lot of things would have been overhauled in this country. Today we are concerned that a lot of our young people go to tertiary institutions, they graduate and join colony of unemployed because there's no job for them. You see a lot of people, there's a lot of criminality all over the place. This is because we have irresponsible leaders in position of authority. Our demand today is that there's a need for us to have a conscious political revolution. There's a need for us to have change of leadership. There's a need for us to have people who have clear focus, who have passion and welfare of the interest of the people if they are to take over leadership. This cannot be achieved by the political conglomeration of charlatans in position of authority. This cannot be achieved with the current political architecture in Nigeria. There's a need for us to allow people who are determined, who have the interest of people to take over leadership. And that's why we are saying no to APC, no to PDP, no to all these rascals in political authority. There's a need for us to liberate this country. I want to call on all Nigerians.
It means we have made a position today, and that position is resounding and clear that the continuous operation in the Buhari administration must stop.
The protesters who were coming from the Maraba axis were arrested around the Unity Fountain and thrown into at least 6 trucks that whisked them away to an unknown destination. The security agents are searching every vehicle passing through the route into a bid to identify and apprehend other persons participating in the protest. The presidency on Wednesday refuted the claim that some repentant Boko Haram fighters have been allowed to join the Nigerian military. The rumor has circulated on social media, with many Nigerians questioning the government's radicalization program.
What is that going? No, let's go, Excellency. You know, you need to see it. No, because the impression you have.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not seeing anything. What happened is that the shooting that has happened this evening is not from Boko Haram.
There is.
If that is the case, then we are defeated.
No, we have cleared them.
1,181 soldiers and 75 officers. We cannot go into a town that has no more than 10 Boko Haram inside.
Excellency, there is no Boko Haram inside that town.
We remain grateful to all of you.
I mean,
the commitment is not there.
There's no Boko Haram inside the town. Huh? There is none. Just a pocket that infiltrated.
Boko Haram. If there's no Boko Haram, where can we go in?
A pocket infiltrated, and we have cleared them. We have done that now. Right now, there's no. We saw their withdrawal track.
Let's go back. But the fact remains is
that I'm happy you.
No, I'm not happy. I'm never happy.
You have accepted that.
No, I'm happy. There is no Boko Haram inside the house.
No problem.
I haven't accepted.
As long as you just agree to go back, I'm sure it will be settled. You will see where they were.
I'm not going back to the town.
No,
and I'm not afraid.
No, it's not sure.
I can sleep if you want. I can sleep inside Baga town.
Yes, let's.
Nothing will happen to you. But the fact remains is that there is no Boko Haram inside Baga.
If you want to do that now,
if there are 10 people Boko Haram, that means there we can clear them. 1,181 75 officers. We can go inside Baga town.
I told you.
What happened?
If you give me 30 minutes, that Baga town is not a problem.
Then take over Baga.
We have taken over.
You can take over Baga so that our people can come back. As long as you are in mile 4. As long as you are in mile 4.
We're not in mile 4, Your Excellency. You saw where we are. We have taken over. We have.
The rumor worsened recently after the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum said his convoy was attacked by soldiers and not Boko Haram members. Many Nigerians on social media suggested that the attack was carried out by the repentant Boko Haram members who had allegedly joined the army. For 5 consecutive days, Nigeria has continued to record daily coronavirus infections below 500. On Wednesday, 457 coronavirus infections were confirmed 2 days after 288 cases, the lowest number since June 8, were reported. The latest figure brings the total number of infections in the country to 44,890 according to the Nigerian Center for Disease Control. The number of deaths recorded on Wednesday was 17, pushing the total to 927. About 14 people succumbed to the disease on Tuesday. Vice President Yemi Osibanjo has said the federal government intends to examine every possible option in the development and distribution of vaccine against COVID-19 as the health and safety of Nigerian citizens is a priority of Buhari administration. Mr. Osibanjo disclosed this on Wednesday during a virtual meeting with the representatives of COVID-19 vaccine candidates on the progress of the vaccine development around the world, including Africa. The meeting was attended by the Health Minister, Dr. Osagi Ehanire, and the Executive Director of the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Faisal Shuaib, with the representative of Pfizer and Biotech, the international pharmaceutical firms promoting the BNT 162 vaccine candidate. The federal government has raised the fine for hate speech from 500,000 to 5 million naira. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, disclosed this on Tuesday while unveiling the reviewed broadcasting code. He had earlier last year announced the approval of President Muhammadu Buhari for the increase of the fine. The increase has now been stipulated in the reviewed broadcasting code. The code also contained the antitrust provision aimed at boosting local contact and local industry due to law prohibiting exclusive use of rights by broadcasters who, according to the minister, intend to create monopolies and hold the entire market to themselves. Tony Iradia, a former Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority, has reacted to the increased fine for the hate speech from 500,000 to 5 million naira. The former NTA Director General and Professor of Broadcast Management and Media Law, who featured in an interview of Channels Television, stated that the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, cannot regulate broadcasting as a politician. Mr. Heredia also alleged that the minister has hijacked the duties of the Director General of the NBC. Everybody expects a broadcasting commission to be an autonomous body that has no place in politics, but of recent the minister has been speaking like he is the Director General of the NBC. The National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers has issued a 2-week ultimatum to airlines who have sacked or plan to sack their pilots and engineers under the guise of COVID-19 to reverse the decision. Its president, Mr. Abednego Galadima, at a news conference on Wednesday in Lagos, said pilots and aircraft maintenance engineers have resolved to withdraw their services to all airlines if colleagues were sacked. It could be recalled that there had been a spate of terminations of contract of pilots and engineers across various airlines, all linked to the COVID-19 pandemic. About 170 pilots have been sacked from Bisto Helicopters and Air Peace Airlines so far. Oyo State government has approved 59.78 million naira as grant for the takeoff of the State Security Network Agency codenamed Operation Omotekun. This is contained in a statement issued on Wednesday by the State Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Dr. Wasiu Olatunbosu in Ibadan. The statement indicated that the approval was given during the state's 19th virtual executive meeting on Tuesday. It said the grant was for the procurement of 3,000 units of uniform, combat boots, lanyard, baseball hats, security belts, and worsted socks. The money would also cover the production of logo for the personnel to serve as identity and distinguish them from other security agencies in the state. Alright viewers, we're going to short commercial break, and when we come back, Standard Voice Television News continues. come back on Business. Aguirre has more detail.
Welcome to Standard Voice Business Update. The dollar fell in Asia on Wednesday, hitting a 5-month low on the yuan. This is the latest coronavirus relief package stalled in Congress and the US. Yields sag on the prospect that further monetary easing might be needed to support the economy. A hardened perception that the US recovery is lagging Europe has buttressed the euro, which has replied a rebound in the dollar and rose back above $1.18 on Wednesday. At the same time, speculation that statements over fiscal policy in Washington could leave the Federal Reserve with more to do has hastened a steady decline in US yields, undermining the dollar more broadly. And that's on Standard Voice Business Update. I'm Aguirre.
And on the international scene, Commander of the United States Special Operations Command Africa, Major General David Anderson, has disclosed that the Al-Qaeda insurgent group is gaining strength into Nigeria. Fielding questions on a digital press briefing where he discussed U.S. partnerships with African nations to reduce extremism, combat terrorist organizations, and bring about peace and prosperity throughout the African continent. Anderson said the terrorist group was also expanding to other parts of West Africa. He said, "We have engaged with Nigeria and continue to engage with them in intelligence sharing and in understanding what these violent extremists are doing. And that has been absolutely critical to their engagement in Borno State and into some emerging areas." That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Governor Matole sympathizes with Zurmi flood victims. IGP seeks traditional institution support against banditry in Northwest. The federal government has raised the fine for hate speech from 500,000 to 5 million naira. On business, dollar slips as yield dive on recovery worries. And on the international scene, Al-Qaeda making inroad into Nigeria. That's the news on behalf of the production crew and head of News and Current Affairs Department, Alhaji Ibrahim Garbatunau. I still remain Musa Joy Onyoda. Stay tuned.